Since the 18th century, when the Industrial Revolution started, we've been taught that society revolves around business, economics, and human productivity. Before industrialization happened, we were farming, making handcrafts, living a completely different life. And now we're entering a completely new age, the AI age, the real era of technology. It's going to be hard to wrap our minds around this because we've been trained through industrialization that our value relies on our productivity at work. That is ingrained in us. It's become a part of culture. It's how we raise our kids. But what if AI completely reduces down to zero the value of humans tied to their productivity, which frees us up and allows us to search and find the true meaning of humanity once again? Hey there, if you're new here, I'm Julie McCoy. I used to write for a living. I had an agency with 100 human writers. I sold that before GPT-3 came on the horizon, and now I work full-time in AI, helping people like you adapt to this new frontier in the best way possible. I avoid the clickbait, take you deep into the recesses of the AI rabbit hole, and spend hundreds of hours of my own time in books, YouTube, interviews, what's actually happening in the AI product market, and I bring that to you so that you can become AI-proof. So I have another video on my channel where I talk about how to lose your job to AI, and I presented this pretty crazy idea that the best way to become AI-proof is to actually get out of work, meaning a 9-to-5 job, unless you work in AI and you've already adapted and you're building these products. There is no industry that is AI-proof. Every industry will be overtaken by the robots when businesses, employers, and corporations realize and find out that AI, automation, and robotics is infinitely cheaper, faster, and better than the human. But this doesn't have to mean the demise of humanity. And if we're looking at it through that lens, I think we're looking at it through the old era still, the Industrial Revolution, where we were taught to place our value based on our productivity. That idea is going to become antiquated when robotics drives down the cost of almost everything, the cost of production, down to nearly zero. I've mentioned this book before, but Peter Diamandis' Abundance is a great read to give you a new perspective on what it means to live in a world where you're going to have access to infinitely more than you can imagine. And for the first time in the history of humanity, Peter, in his research, presents the idea that we will be able to meet basic human needs, those presented in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Physiological and safety needs will be met by robotics. We can automate the production of clean water and food for everyone on the planet. And it doesn't have to rely on an exhausted, burnt-out human and their productivity to make that happen. That is an ultimate stage in an era of abundance, one that Peter calls freedom. And he talks about it in the book, Abundance. That is ultimately the goal of where I think we want AI to head. We want artificial intelligence to do the work so we don't have to. In this interview Peter Diamandis recorded, called Forget Everything You Believe About Computing, with Gil Verdon, whose full name is Guillaume Verdon, the founder of the EAC movement, Effective Accelerationism, the belief that we should embrace the growth of technology. Gil is a former quantum computing engineer from Google, so he's incredibly smart. He's also a physicist and an applied mathematician who has raised over $14 million for his AI startup. He says some pretty shocking things, including AI will make the cost of living hundreds of thousands of times cheaper. This is pretty crazy because in all of the books and research I've done, I've seen numbers in the thousands, not hundreds of thousands. But that aligns with the idea of true abundance coming from applying robotics to every industry, applying AI and automation at its last stage. Gil says our goal is to build an AI that is more energy efficient than the brain. For reference, our brains process 100 trillion synapses of data, and we don't have to be plugged into the wall. So it's pretty insane to think of AI and its capabilities going beyond that of a human. But it's on the way. We're seeing breakthrough after breakthrough in the AI space and the computing chips and equipment necessary to power the AI. When we talk talk about AI versus human automation, there are 6 stages in the journey to ultimate AI, aka AGI, artificial general intelligence, not to be confused with artificial superintelligence, which is far beyond AGI. These 6 stages are happening now. I will tell you which one we're in and walk you through all of them. The first stage is early automation. This started occurring in the 2010s. Data entry, simple calculations, and routine processes were handled by AI starting in 2010. Anyone fresh out of college taking a data entry job was made redundant in that year because AI replaced them. It began to make roles like clerks and typists obsolete. In 2011, Siri was released, and the second stage of context-aware AI began. Yes, this is how rapid AI's journey has been in the past decade. With Siri and Google Assistant, basic low-level customer service jobs could be automated. Creative roles were still secure. So if you were a marketing strategist, an ad copywriter, those jobs were still safe. Then the third stage began, domain-specific AI expertise. And in 2016, AI officially beat the world champion at Go. Go is 1 million trillion times more advanced than chess, with more potential moves than there are atoms in the universe. Since 2016, humans have actually studied how AI beat Go champions to learn how to play Go in different ways. It revolutionized the game of Go and chess. Sam Altman said something pretty interesting about AI affecting the entertainment industry, like paying to watch a game between human chess players. He said that after AI beat the world's top Go player, chess actually became more popular than it ever was. And he said we don't necessarily want to watch AI play itself. So I think the entertainment industry will be something that keeps going even in an age of post-AGI. Listen to what he said on this podcast.
And there were a lot of predictions that chess was totally done, that no one was going to bother to play chess anymore. It was just no longer interesting. And it did affect some things and change things, but I believe chess has never been more popular than it is today. And we don't watch AIs play each other, which would be like far more interesting games or far more like complex, better games, whatever you want to call it. Like, we seem to be really interested in what other humans can do in this case.
After the third stage, domain-specific AI expertise, the fourth stage began. And this is the stage we are rapidly going through. Narrow AI with creative and reasoning abilities. AI has evolved to create art, write stories, and even develop code and software. It's producing content with remarkable speed, efficiency, and quality. Writers, artists, and videographers finally felt the impact of AI on their work, and their jobs became redundant. This is when copywriters started to lose their job. In 2021, I sold my writing agency and completely got out of it before GPT-3 was released, culminating with ChatGPT itself in the fall of 2022, which revolutionized how we were able to interact with AI. Freelancers, creatives, workers around the world are going to continue to feel the impact as narrow AI with creative and reasoning abilities get better and better. Finally, the last 2 stages, these are the ones we are headed towards. Stage 5, the arrival of AGI, artificial general intelligence. This is when AGI will meet and exceed all human abilities. It can perform complex tasks, design innovative solutions, and create emotionally engaging content. That said, if we think of what Sam Altman said about chess, what will humans want? Even if AI can become a top content creator on YouTube, will you want to watch something that is fully AI generated? Or will you want to watch and relate to a real human? Like me. My hope is you'll want to watch, subscribe to, and relate to that real human. I know I do. When I watch YouTube videos, it's people I follow, people I listen to. I don't know how quickly that will change. And that may be one role that stays quote unquote protected, aka safe. Even in a world post-AGI, we will have more time to talk, communicate, watch, learn. And it's just just not as fun watching a robot. You can't connect on a human-to-human basis. When AGI occurs, every job role, from engineering to design, science, the arts and entertainment, will be profoundly affected. Widespread job displacement will lead to the creation of UBI, a social welfare created by governments to give people the means to live, with AI reducing the need to work for a living. That said, I don't think a society based on being idle is a good one either. So I think that what this opens up the door for us to do as humans is to find our true meaning, not have to work based on a paycheck, which is very stressful. Many, in fact, the majority of people at work are only there for a paycheck. There's no meaning there. So this could actually be a route that gives us our meaning back, a meaning we have lost since the days of the Industrial Revolution. Finally, the last stage is a post-AGI society, an era of plenitude and abundance, where traditional jobs are gone, but simple tasks, simple work that humans like to do, get reintroduced to help us avoid idleness and continue to find meaning. Industries will be managed and led by AI, and we will be working in them, but not based on stress or productivity, because the AI can do all of that so much better than us. This will bring productivity and purpose to the human, but without burnout, and we will find a new balance in a society where AGI is the new economy. The best thing you could do right now is to stay informed, learn all you can about the topic of the oncoming of AGI and the 5th and 6th stages we are about to enter into. I think AGI could be less than 5 years away. As far as a post-AGI society, well, the question is, how soon will humanity adapt? And that is a question we may not have an answer to until we step into this new era. With the right mindset, hopeful optimism, and backing that up with learning and knowledge, we're going to be able to thrive in this new era. I'd love to know what you think about these 6 stages of AI in the comments, how you feel about the one we're in, when you think AGI and a post-AGI world is coming. Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you down the next rabbit hole.